Hi there, I'm Construction Gamer and this is the UK Northern Powerhouse on Transport Fever 2. This is going to be episode number 30 in the series, and in this episode I'd like to get the railway finished up from Shrewsbury up towards Chester so we can get that Transport for Wales Rail or Arriva service, which would be the Holyhead Cardiff down towards Shrewsbury. Since the last episode I have played around with this layout just a little bit, just to try and make it look a little bit better. I've put a service on, well, I've run some tracks out towards Welshpool, so I've got two 156s doing a little shuttle between Welshpool and Shrewsbury at the minute. I've run some track out to Gabowen and put it just to there, so I've got some of it done, but I'd just like to get Wrexham stations done in this episode. So I think without further ado we're going to get stuck straight in with it. We're sticking with the red, we're sticking with 160 metres long because that's more than long enough for the longest train that's going to be operating on this route. So I want Wrexham General to be about something like there. It is going to be quite far out from the actual Wrexham centre itself, or the current Wrexham centre. There's not many houses here, there's a couple. Hopefully that will improve once we start getting the rail services in, but this is not hugely complicated, but it's complicated enough. So I think just basically it's got 4 platforms and a bit of a weird platform thing going on. So basically it's got 2 what could standard platforms. This would be the main, what you'd class probably as the main line, which goes towards Shrewsbury. So we'll put in a couple of them. We'll put in maybe some more just for a little bit of capacity, because I think the more platforms, if I put red ones in, you have the more kind of platform sections you have, the better able it is to handle passengers numbers possibly. Right, so we're going in with that. No electrification. I'll turn that off in a minute. So we've got this going on. So basically we've got platform 1, 2, 3, and then there's a 4th platform, which is a bit weird, but we can't, it's kind of off on an angle. It's on like a little island platform, but I don't think we can replicate that really. I can try replicate it a little bit. So I can put if I put a false platform in there, and then hopefully this will work. So we'll put that in there. That should be more than long enough. And then if we put the actual underpasses in, so I'll have one there, I'll have 2 there. I just like it even looking, and it just helps passenger flow as well. And then another one there. That's where they're going to have to be. Yeah, that will suffice. I think that's it's about. I think I'll put. Oh yeah, we need canopies. Canopy. So we'll replace those just in the middle, and then just a little one there like that, and then you want some tracks there like that. I think it's the only way we can, I think, get to represent the station rather. So yeah, that's hopefully a fairly good representation. The only problem with this system, it is all a bit angular, unfortunately. There's no I don't think there's going to be any curved stations coming down the tracks. So right, we've got Chester over there. Chester coming in. It is, as it approaches Wrexham General, it is single track, even though it was supposed to be double tracked. It never really, never got finished properly. There's still, the run into Wrexham General is still single track. So, but then it does split off. Where am I going? I'm going the wrong way. It does come back. It does split off into 2 tracks, and then it goes into those 2 platforms. There, like that. Fairly. No, actually, I want to just bring that to about there, and then I will just merge that into a single track. We'll have it try and replicate it as realistically as possible. 74. I think that was not too bad. And then actually the Wrexham Bidston line comes in from. It's going to come in from Shotton. I've already got Wrexham as Shotton High Level in, so it's going to come over there, and it's going to come in from this sort of direction onto this platform, like so. Just take a quick look, because it does something a bit weird as well. well, not weird, but it is a bit. So it comes in. This goes into a single track like that, and then it splits off again. So we've got a very short section of single track, which is a bit strange, and then that splits off to there like that. So I'm going to have to. Can't put a signal in there. Can I? I don't think I can. I've had this problem before the last time I built this, but I can put a signal in here. Like, yeah, I can put a one-way signal there, and I can put a one-way signal there like that. I think that should just do the job. This platform really does. I don't think this platform would get used too much actually. So what this needs to do now, it needs to go up actually rather than down. So we'll go up to about there. I think a lot of Wrexham is going to have to be demolished in order for this to work. Now just refer back to the map, because this section comes into here, and then there's a little bit of there are some sidings. I'm sure there must be some track somewhere for the down, so that can go on the up. Yeah, I thought as much. Just went off, had to go and have a quick look at looking at Open Rail Map, which I've been using as my source for the layouts, and it didn't show a set of points which I knew were there, because basically this is going to come down from the Wrexham Bidston line like so, and then there's a switch here. So basically this is going to be bi-directional, so if the train wants to go down towards Cardiff, which it will do if it needs maintenance, it comes down and I can switch on to the up. That'll be the up line, this one here. So yeah, there is a switch there. I knew that was there, just it's not on Open Rail Map, so it's not perfect. Right, so now can we get a piece of track in? No, not like that. I want to be like that, maybe something like that, and then can this just cross straight over? It can. Is that going down a bit too quickly there? It doesn't need to go down that quickly, and we'll just put it on a concrete bridge like that. Make sure the pillar's not clipping, that's fine, because then this piece of rail here, hopefully it can. That's good, it just swings straight in like that, so that's all fine. I think we can put a signal on here like so. I mean, this switch actually I don't think will get used. This piece of track only gets used for the trains to get the Wrexham Bidston line trains to get onto the main line down towards Shrewsbury, and there's a bit of stabling up at Wrexham General as well. So yeah, get all that in there and then just level that off a little bit. So yeah, it is not overly complicated, but it's complicated enough, and now what we have to do is demolish a load of Wrexham. Unfortunately, we don't have to, but it just makes life easier, because what we want to do is we want a building, yeah, we'll go with that. Tracks 1, length 80, because it's relatively modern, this station. It was relocated when they built a new shopping centre. I think, yeah, it's not that modern, but it's modern, more modern than the classic looking station. So yeah, we'll get that in, and then that's Wrexham Central done. Just dump it straight in there like that. I'm not entirely happy with that. That should be just one continuous curve rather than a two-part curve. So something a bit more like that. It doesn't matter too much about the speed, because it is quite slow anyway, the approach down into Wrexham Central. It's not that far, but it's still there. They were talking about actually demolishing and not replacing Wrexham Central, so the station would have been. It's not. Wrexham General isn't out of town as such, but it's far enough out of town. It's not really in the centre. So we'll get that in there like that, and then just bring a bit of road in. So Wrexham Central is going to act as I don't think I'm going to bother putting a shuttle bus in, because once I've built the Wrexham to Bidston line, that almost acts as a shuttle in itself into the town itself, so that's all fine. Just get some roads there, get a bit of development going. Might just delete this road, doing a little bit more demolition than I'd like to, but just want to get this road looking a little bit better, nice and flat like that, and then a little bit of a step there, and then that should be fine. So that should have, that's got a pretty good reach there. I don't think I'm going to put a side entrance in, I'm just going to leave it like that, so that's fine, and that's all fine. Is that, what's that looking like? Looks weird. That looks weird. Right, let's just quickly replace that. Not quite sure why it's gone like that, but not to worry. Let's just dock that straight in there. It should actually be almost flat, so I'm going to put that pointer in there. It's not, like I said, not going to get used, but it is there in real life, so we are going to put it in. I think I'll put a signal here actually as well, and that, yeah, we can't signalise anything, because I've had this problem before when I've had it when the Wrexham Bidston trains were too close together. One came in, and as the station acts as a set of points or a block section, another train was released into this section, and then they just sat looking at each other for eternity. So yeah, we can't put any more signals on other than that. It still might be a problem, but hopefully not too much of a problem. So there we are, I've got Wrexham General, Wrexham Central in. Now I think what I'll do is I'll just build the line down towards Gabowen, because it's only a straight section, and then up towards Chester, because we've already got the junction in, and then I'm going to get the actual consist that I've been talking about going on the Flint to Shrewsbury run. I'm still having an autosave, it's taking an awfully long time. What I think I'm going to do is, a few people did comment on the last video, thanks very much for that, and said they didn't have any issues with the performance, so I'm going to reinstall Windows 10, which I don't really want to do, but I think I'm going to have to, because the computer's running like a bag of bolts, bag of spanners. It is basically a brand new computer, like I said in the last episode, so I'm going to reinstall it and see if that helps the performance any. But I did have the same issue prior to the new motherboard anyway, so I don't know. I'm going to give it a go and see what happens. Just put a bit of ballast in there. So, and then we're just going to run this track off up towards Chester, and then when I come back, that will all be done and we can start putting some trains on. Okie dokie, so I've run the track up towards Chester now. I've just put a small section of single track in there just to represent what's there in real life. Put a signal either side, so that shouldn't be an issue. There's not going to be a huge amount of trains running towards Wrexham anyway. I think there's only one an hour, so maybe more. Yeah, because in the morning and the evening, what is now the Chester to Liverpool via Liverpool South Parkway, there is a service in the morning and the evening that runs out towards Wrexham, so I could potentially extend that out, but I'm not sure yet. But what I want to do is actually put the route on, so it is going to be it's going to be Shrewsbury, and then it's going to have to run out to the fake platform, back again. Yeah, it's not going to like that, I'll have to switch the platforms out. Then Gabowen, Wrexham General, which hasn't been named yet, and then this is where it gets a little bit interesting. It's going to be Chester, and then Flint, and then back to Chester, and then reverses, and then Wrexham General, Gabowen. Have you sorted yourself out? You actually have sorted yourself, well, sort of. You don't need to do that, do you? So let's see, so we're coming Shrewsbury, you want to be on, have I done it the wrong? No, I've done it right, that's fine. So you want to be on platform number 1. Yeah, that's fine, it's happy with that, good. That's all good, that's fine. It runs up to here, runs up to Gabowen, no problem. Wrexham, no problem there, and then it just does that little bit. And then Chester now, where have you decided to turn? You have decided to turn around in this platform here. Now I'm not sure if the WAG Express, the actual loco hauled service, comes into this base platform. I know the normal DMU services do, because they alternate. Basically, the first train and the last first train in the morning, I think, is the loco haul train, and then they run DMUs for the rest of the day. But I think I'm going to leave it in there, and that's going to be a small f TFW. Because remember, we're working on the current timetable, and it's is it FLT? Just need to refer back to my diagram, which is always handy to have to hand. Or is it FLN? FLN it is. Flint to Shrewsbury SHR, and it wants to be, where have you gone? Trains. We've got quite a few TFW service operating now. What colour scheme have we got? We're going to have to go with something. We don't have many. Something like that. I don't think that differentiates it enough. It doesn't stop at Shotton as much as we'd like it to stop at Shotton. It doesn't, so I'm not gonna have it stopping at Shotton. But what I want to put together is the consist that I've been going on about all this time. So diesel locomotive. We have the 67. We do have the Arriva coloured 67 now, but the actual DVT we don't yet have. So we're going to go with. I think I'm going to go with Intercity. I know it's not the right colours, but it looks better than the Virgin. So we'll go with an Intercity Swallow. We'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then DVT on the back. And then once we unlock the other colours for the DVT, we'll swap it to that, and then eventually, excuse me, once we get to 2020, we'll swap it for the Mark IVs. We'll be using we haven't got those, are the East Coast mainline Mark IVs. So how many of these are we going to have? We're going to have quite a few. They're going to be quite expensive. We spent quite a lot of money for. I want to make sure they are 25% so we don't get any moaning, and that wants to go on the Flint to Shrewsbury. Well, it has a little think. There is no depot by Wrexham General in real life, but I think there are sidings for I could have put a fake depot in, actually, thinking about it. Never mind. There we are. That's what we've been going on about, the 67, and then some Mark IIIs on the back of it like that. That junction, yeah, it's not too bad. There's a little bit of glitch in there. This should be fairly rapid because it's not really having to do that much work. I just hope, let's check, the 132 metres long, so it'll fit into all of the stations, not a problem. There we are. So we've got that finally in place. I can now build the Wrexham Bidston line, stopping at Shotton and then Birkenhead over there, and then I want to, just before we finish up, that platform's a little bit short, isn't it? Yeah, we need to. I think we need to sort that. But I just want to get rid of this electrification before we do anything, and then configure this and put the actual platform ends on it so it's actually long enough, and then you can just go to Gabowen like so. Yeah, you can see stuttering like that. It really is just running rubbish, and then it just decides it's working all of a sudden. So there we are, he's going off to Gabowen. I'm not sure how I'm going to space these out. I think once he's got towards Shrewsbury, maybe, I think I'll release another one once he's got towards Shrewsbury. But we've got the main bit of what I wanted to do finished, so I'm going to leave it there for today and say, until next time, bye bye.